Alrighty everyone, so how's it going? I am back from making videos again. So one thing I want to clear out, I didn't want to make an update video of me kind of leaving or whatever. I was out visiting family. I don't always want to have my videos on YouTube here of updates saying, hey, I'm leaving the weekend to go see this or go see that. So I'll put it on Twitter if you guys do follow me. That's where I kind of keep my updates if I'm leaving or whatever like that. But so we're going to get back into the video grind right here. We're going to start off with Beatless episode 15. So I know I'm late on these episodes when it comes to like My Hero, Food Wars, or Beatless. I do apologize, but like I said, the grind is back. Let's do it. So on Beatless episode 15, I'm going to talk about kind of, it came out Friday as usual, but last week we didn't have an episode, and I was kind of confused by this, and I was like, why don't you go down this route? Because of the Beatless series so far, of course, we had those 2 intermission episodes, which were completely stupid. I feel like if they're going to be doing something like that, like taking a week break, sometimes in anime we do get this, just go down that route. Like, I had no information. I didn't even know if we were even getting an episode or not. I was confused about that, but now it's finally out here today. So in this episode, it is really the future. It's the future of depending on what characters, like what road they want to go down. So of course it explains Kengo, explains Arato, Lacia, Methode, Ryo, Koka, all those characters combined that we get in today's episode of what road they want to go down. So the first things first I want to look at is Koka and Kengo. So Koka's story, we know from her character that really, causing these, terrorist acts or blowing everything up that we've seen in, in the airport episode. That's really how she survives in this. So we get in today's episode that she is a criminal. Like if I could look to her perspective, it's like an FBI most wanted, and it's Koka in that list if it's perfectly sample. We have these HIE police, and the police just tracking her down. That meme frame actually pointed a target towards her because, like, the meme frame, they don't want Methode's identity to go to the police, because if the police find that out, then meme frame, all of you are going to jail. So in this episode, really, meme frame just, hey, go for Koka. She's the one that caused this act right here. Go and destroy her. And we even see that in today's episode that we have Ryo and the police even trying to track Koka down. They destroy her. But then we get from, this police that it's dangerous to go up against these red boxes or these types because they are really strong. They're not like any other HIEs. They're beyond, human intelligence that if we even get close to them, they're going to kill us. So we're staying back right now. If you have a plan or their weaknesses or whatever, then we can go attack. That's kind of what Ryo's conversation was with, this lady here today, talking about if Koka could be destroyed. I'm surprised that he didn't bring, information to Lacia, even though he doesn't really have a lot of information about Lacia. He knows that Arato is connected to her, and that could be, potentially that Arato can go to jail, or Ryo knows that, Arato really cares for Lacia. But in this episode of, with Koka, it showed a lot of her character, I guess a lot of character development, because we haven't seen, I guess, a lot of Koka. I guess she's kind of like a side character of, oh, look at that, she's right there, that's cool. But in this episode, she tries to find a new owner. Every time we see, in this anime, that she wants to be an owner with Kengo, for her to survive, because these red boxes need an owner, because if they don't find an owner, they're not going to survive in this world. So she goes to the antibody network, which really their kind of goal is to destroy all the HIEs, in the world, because if you know from Mr. Watari, HIEs are controlling the world right now. And we even get that in this episode that really once they first started, they were just a tool to help people out, but now it completely changed around that HIEs have taken over and that humans are mostly the puppets of what Kengo is saying. And that's kind of scary to think about. At the start of it, that's kind of what HIEs and their kind of purpose was, to help humanity survive and just make life easier. But now it's kind of reversed. In this episode, we see that Kengo is actually part of the antibody network, because knowing from his character, Kengo hates HIEs. He's the one that wants humanity to go back to normal. Like, I guess in an age of where we're at right now, which HIEs don't exist, that's kind of what Kengo wants to do. But we've seen a really big change in his character development in this episode today, which, if you remember, I think it was episode 1, it's a HIE that's kind of at that cafe or the corner of the building selling, I think it's like pretzels or something like that. We see that Kengo actually has a smile on his face, due to Arato, because Arato really cares for HIEs. He's like the kind of the one that they should be treated like humans, like they're not all so different. Even if they are machines, we should still respect them. We kind of get that with Kengo a little bit of him smiling, but then he goes back into realization that, you know, he wants HIEs to be gone. Like, what is he even thinking in the first place? But that still is a big thing to him and is a little bit of a change, because that little change could make him become a different person. So that's good that we've seen a lot of, you know, character development from Kengo, because really at this point of Beatless, it's really kind of an Arato and Ryo fight, or just kind of them with the HIEs, which is Lacia and Methode. And I guess with Coca as well, at the end of today's episode, we see that she's back with Kengo, and she kind of knows where Kengo is going through. You know, she is a tool to help, you know, humans, you know, kind of destroy things and destroy other HIEs. So is it possible, or we're going to see that Kengo is going to become owners with Coca, so, you know, Coca could help him destroy all HIEs and mostly have the world go back to normal. So big plot today of Kengo and, you know, Coca's character. And now I guess with Ryo and Methode's character, knowing them, they're just trying to cover up Meme Frame. You know, Meme Frame is one of those, I guess, shady companies that if they mess up just one thing, or someone just slips their tongue, they could be in big trouble. So Ryo is just trying to go after each red box, each type, have them all destroyed so they're all gone and over with, but knowing that they still have Methode, they just still want to have all the power. And we get Rebecca Burrows' character today, that she, like, with her future and what she wants is, with Mr. Watori still alive, he says if we still keep these HIEs or these red boxes, that HIEs are, you know, beyond human intelligence already. Like, if we still keep them in this world, humanity is going to be destroyed. And with Rebecca Burrows and her character, she wants to see that happen. And we get that in this episode, that she is kind of not really blackmailing, because she's really talking to Arato that she wants to see him and Lacia in a future. You know, that's Arato's future, is the baby with Lacia. But we see that in today's episode when they go in the back of the school, that she's really manipulating Arato. You know, we kind of get that, you know, kind of smuggish. You know, Arato's kind of falling for it because really, like, in his future, he wants to be with Lacia. Like, that's really all he thinks about. But we see that, you know, even Lacia talking with them afterwards, that, you know, don't listen to what Erica says. You know, she's really just manipulating you. She doesn't give a crap if we're together at all. And I guess that's kind of, you know, a dark part. You know, we haven't really seen that in Lacia's, I guess, character right now. And it's looking at, like, Lacia, you have a little bit of shade to you right now, because you're just saying, Arato, don't listen to Erica whatsoever. If we want a future together, she is not the type of person to help us out. So I guess a really change to Lacia right there. And well, I guess she is right whatsoever. You know, we've seen Erica and what she wants as her goal. You know, her main goal is to make this fight public of all the types versing each other. And you know, that can cause a destruction and even beyond changing the future. So that was really today's episode of Beatless. Really, like I said, it's just the future. It's just showing all the paths of what all the cast, all the characters of Beatless want to go towards, and it's really different. You know, Arta wants to be with Lacia, wants to marry her. We've seen in background, even when he was a kid, that he wants to be with an HIE. There we go. Kengo and Coca's path is to destroy all HIEs and have humanity go back to, I guess, you know, looking at our society, 2018, you know, it's just humans. That's where Kengo wants to go. And Ryo and Methode's goal is just to destroy all the red boxes, destroy all the types, and, you know, for Meme Frame to still be where they are, a rich and successful company, and to have power. So I guess it was an interesting episode of today. You know, I guess it is going to go more into Beatless of, you know, what character is going to have the future. You know, I feel like two people are going to get screwed over and one person is going to have their future. So in this episode, I felt like it wasn't, I guess if you look at it, it was info. It wasn't like, oh joy, it's like the best episode at all, but it definitely was an interesting one. So I feel like with this episode today, it's a 7 out of 10 for me. I feel like that's a good pace. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. Like, I guess incredible if you could look at it. It's just at that middle pace, which I still did like, and I definitely want to get more into Beatless. And I'm happy because looking at the preview, we're not getting an intermission. It's at that time where we will get an intermission episode, but now it's still continuing more to the story, which thank God, man. I don't want those again. If you're having a break, just take a week break off. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching this review here today. Comment down below what your favorite part of today's episode was. Like the video if you guys haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. But either way, we'll see you guys on Friday for another Beatless review. Much love, guys, and have yourselves a wonderful day.